Hi guys, welcome back to my page. I'm the Reflective Perspective Oracle. My name is Charlene. Today we're going to do a reading surrounding what's the good news. I think a lot of the time we do introspective work and we're always trying to look for things to improve, but sometimes I think we also need to be patted on the back for the things that we're already doing that are in alignment with our lives and things of that nature. So let's see what the good news is for you guys today. We've got 3 piles to choose from. Pile 1, this piece of pink and white rhodonite. Pile 2, pink and black rhodonite. And pile 3, charoite. Okay? So intuitively choose your pile, whatever you're drawn to. Timestamps are in the description box. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And let's get started with pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. If you chose this pink and white rhodonite, let's see what's the good news. So we've got what a difference a day makes, next, and customer service face. Okay, pile 1. So you either have or you're going to be. Let's start with you have. So you have given something, a certain situation, you've given it some time, okay? So what a difference a day makes talks about sleeping on it, letting some time pass before you make a decision, or just letting some time pass before, before you make up your mind about something that you've been experiencing. And it talks about, because you've put your faith into this, that, your prayers are going to be answered and, miracles can happen, that kind of thing. So what I feel for you, pile 1, is that, I feel like you may have found yourself in a situation, or you will, where you are no longer willing to wear your customer service face all the time. And what that talks about is, wearing a mask to get what you need, right? Sometimes we have to wear masks. Like say for example, we're at work and we can't fully be ourselves. We have to wear a customer service face, right? Like we're helping people out, we're doing what we need to do, that kind of thing. But wearing a mask all the time is very tiring. It's not who you truly are. And if you are wearing this all the time, I feel like for you, pile 1, you recognize that you were wearing this mask all the time, and that you realize it's time to take it off, right? You want to be more authentic. You've analyzed, if you felt like you had to wear this mask all the time, you've taken the time to analyze why it is you felt that way, and recognize that. I think you took some time to think about it, and I think now you realize that it's time to move on from that, right? Your intuition knows it's time to move on. You've let some time pass, you've thought about it, and you're really feeling like you need to step into your true authenticity of who you are, and that it's time to move on from this old kind of phase of feeling as though you always need to be someone else around people. So if you haven't already done that this is what's coming in for you, pile 1. This is the good news. So you've clearly done some introspective work. You've looked within, and you've realized that you need to be truly authentic to who you are, and that the people, places, and situations around you will adjust to you because you've done this, right? So that's great news, pile 1. I hope you resonated with that, and I hope you enjoyed that reading. Moving on to pile number 2, if you chose the pink and black rhodonite, let's see what the good news is for you. So we've got unicorn, there's only so much pie, and don't worry about it, it'll sort itself out. Okay, pile 2, I feel as though as of late, you have started to take a look at where it is you were giving your energy away. That's, there's only so much pie refers to how much pie we have. So if we think of our energy as a pie chart and we divvy it up into, slices, let's say, And we give and take pie all day long, right? We give and take energy all day long. But then I think that recently you started to kind of take your power back a bit. And what I mean by that is you started realizing that you were giving your pie away to maybe a people, or maybe a people, to a person, place, or situation that wasn't exactly reciprocating the same amount or quality of energy that you were giving to it. And I think the reason why you've come to this realization is because you did a little bit of introspective work, or you've, as of late, or you will be, recognizing your worth, right? Maybe you used to give your pie away or your energy away to people, places, and situations that didn't reciprocate because you felt like you were less than, right? Maybe your social economic background, or like how you grew up, or that kind of thing. Maybe you perceived it to be less than what it is comparatively. Like you compared yourself to others, the way in which you grew up, your worth, your value, that kind of thing. So I think as of late, you've really taken that into accountability, and you started to recognize that some of this energy that you've been giving away isn't being received and reciprocated properly, right? And the quality of it isn't as high as you'd like it either. It isn't, as we say, it isn't cherries. It isn't the cherry on top. You want the best quality of energy, especially when you're giving out your best, right? And then, of course, we've got don't worry about it, it'll sort itself out. So I feel like I said, you've recognized that you've been giving your energy away to a person, place, or situation that isn't reciprocating. This could also even be a mindset, right? Like maybe you used to believe a certain thing about yourself, and you recognize that, energy goes where attention flows, right? Like it just kind of clicked for you, okay? So then we've got don't worry about it, it'll sort itself out. And I think that now that you've come into your power a bit here, you've stepped into your worth a little bit more, or fully, let's be honest, you're not so concerned about it. You're just knowing that the right people, places, and situations will stay, and the ones that don't line up with who you are and where you're going, they'll just sort of fall away, right? And you're not worried about it, right? You're just kind of letting it happen, and this feels really good. This pile feels really confident, and like you stepped into a new understanding of the fact that you are you're the alchemist, you're a magician. You can be, do, or have anything you want, as long as you're putting your energy into the right places, people, situations, that kind of thing, and knowing your worth, knowing what it is that you deserve, and trusting that, right? Because you don't seem very concerned about it anymore, which is fantastic. Like you're concerned about it, but not so much so that it's like consuming you. Let's put it that way, right? You're just recognizing that you have more responsibility for your life than you thought. Let's put it this way. You're not manifesting by default anymore. You recognize that you have control over what appears and what energies are appearing for you. And you've recognized that. And you're not going to allow anything else that isn't in alignment with you and this very shiny version of you and your worth. You're not going to allow that into your life anymore. So that's great news, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed that reading. And finally, if you chose pile number 3, the piece of Charoite, let's see, what's the good news, pile 3? So we've got, what does it all mean, Basil? Portion control, half for me, half for you. You've got this, and enough of chapter 7. Okay. Pile 3. What is the good news? Pile 3, I feel like as of late you were going through a bit of a stagnant energy. It was very confusing. It was frustrating. Your thoughts were swirling here. You had a lot in your mind, a lot on your mind. There's all these symbols, images, thoughts, that kind of thing. It's all swirling in your head, but it's also very stagnant energy, as if to say things aren't moving, like they weren't moving. And okay, here's the thing. This could be what you're dealing with now or what you're about to experience. This is the good news, okay? So that doesn't sound like very good news, but here's the good news. let me let me get there. Okay, so because you were in this energy, right? I feel like you may have been indulging in some things that, you know, to kind of like band-aid the situation, right? So what I mean by that is, you know, maybe you were indulging in some things that you tried to make this situation feel better, okay? So for example, you know, maybe you were eating a little bit more, or you were indulging in some sort of something that can be indulged in to make this feel better, okay? But I think you've got this, right? So I think that you came to that realization that, you know what, look, this energy isn't going to move any faster just because I'm indulging in things that are, you know, making me feel better in the moment, right? I think you've recognized that, you know, I can indulge in things from a place of joy and balance, but if I'm doing it to cover up, if I'm doing it to band-aid or cover up certain emotions, that's not really serving me, right? And I feel like you've come to this realization. And I think you've come to the realization that it's better to feel, and if you haven't yet, maybe this will help. It's better to feel whatever it is instead of stifling it or stuffing it down or covering it up, because we're going to move that energy faster if we feel it, right? And sometimes, you know, what does it all mean, Basil? It's like an energy of like needing patience, needing to find the silver lining in a situation, needing to, you know, laugh at yourself a bit for taking everything a bit so seriously, and just recognize that, you know what, life has an ebb and flow. Excuse me. Not all energy stays forever, right? It flows, it ebbs and flows, it comes, it goes, right? So, you know, I think you've come to the conclusion that you're not going to be in this for long, and that by overindulging in things, you were quite possibly just keeping yourself there because you weren't allowing yourself to feel it, okay? But here comes the good news. The good news, pile 3, is that you've got this. You've come to this realization, and if you haven't yet, you are going to be. Also, we've got chapter 7, so that talks about a chapter of your life that you've read many, many times, okay? And but you've recognized it for what it is now, and you're realizing, like, look, hey, I've done this a million times. You know, I've overindulged in things to escape certain feelings for a while now, and I think I'm done with that chapter. I've read it already. You know, now this card also speaks about if you know that you're reading this chapter and you're okay with it, well, continue, right? There's no judgment surrounding that. You can stay in a chapter for as long as you need to, right? But I feel for you, pile 3, that this is definitely a chapter you've read before. You're recognizing it, you're done with it, because you've got this, right? So that, for you, pile 3, is the good news. And congratulations, because this isn't always an easy energy to navigate, right? Just, you know, find the silver lining, have gratitude for even the moments that are confusing or frustrating or stagnant, right? Because they serve us. There's always a reason for it, okay? Every single thing is an opportunity in our lives to level up, to learn, to grow, and to change, right? If we always stayed the same, well, we wouldn't grow. So I hope that message resonated for you, pile number 3. That's the good news. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my page. If you're interested in our beautiful deck, please feel free to click the link in my bio to our brand new Etsy shop. We'd be more than happy to have you come visit the site and pick up your own deck. If you're interested in a private reading, I'm available for that as well. Thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful day. Congrats on the good news. Bye, guys.